Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're looking at some celebrity Photoshop fails we will never forget. Never, ever forget. We will never forget the time we could actually see a wonky stare between Beyonce's legs. Which is so lame because her body is like, Beyonce is just so goals. She's so goals, but she does really care about her image to the point where she doesn't actually let any photos of her be published that aren't approved by her team. But yeah, if you look right between her legs, you're gonna see a little stare there that looks a little bit wonky. And that was from making a little thigh gap. You know what I'm saying? Stairs don't move like that. Last time I checked. All right, so this one is a little hard to see, but these besties got in a little trouble when they posted this photo. I'm not sure it's Kylie that's the culprit, but if you look at the carpet that's on the left side of the photo and between Jordan's legs, that is a Photoshop fail, my darling. This right here, yeah, this is Photoshop fail for sure, you know? I know Photoshop fail when I see one. I'm not expert on carpet, but I'm pretty sure this is really ugly carpet if it was a carpet that looked like this. This is Photoshop fail. Oh, Riri. I've never seen this Photoshop fail, actually. Like, never, not even once. But yeah, if you look at her thumb, that's a fail. Either Rihanna has 6 fingernails, got an extra fingernail popping out of her thumb, or that's a Photoshop fail. It really is an amazing photo though. Like, I'm pretty sure that's for Carnival. Such a good photo. She looks amazing in it. Amanda Holden. I mean, last time I checked, horizons aren't curved like that. Let's remember, the earth is flat. And that dock is doing some curvy things. I don't know what she's doing. Is she trying to make herself look taller? What is the point of that? I feel like that's what it is. It also seems like she mistakenly posted something. Like she did something to it and then like her thumb slipped or something, and then that's why it looks so weird. Don't edit your photos in the sun, guys. You're not gonna be able to see well. Wait until you get back to your place. Your eyes have adjusted. At least that's the advice if you're gonna Photoshop your photos. All right, so this one took me quite a second. I actually had to look at the description of the photo to find out what was going on. But if you look at her hand, the one that's wrapped along the side of her body, the fingernail there, it looks really like stretched, like very long. The hand is bigger than it should be and skinnier than it should be. No hand, no thumb is that skinny, you know? Ariana Grande is skinny, but thumbs don't get that skinny. Like, they just don't. R.I.P. your headphones. That, my friends, is a Photoshop fail.
That right there is a Photoshop fail, yeah. I see a Photoshop fail, yeah.
I watched the Elvis documentary the other day, in case you can't tell. That's a lot of fun. Queen Bey and these curtains, probably one of the most famous Photoshop fails. And guess what? We're not gonna forget it. No one forgets curtains like that. Yeah, I mean, if you look around her body, it's actually an indication of where she's Photoshopped her body, just based on where the curtains are, where they've been moved. So she's clearly made her hips thinner because of the way the curtains go in like that. She's made her waist smaller too. And she's done something to her arms, maybe made her face a little bit smaller as well, just kind of like brought it in a bit. But yeah, generally she's brought everything in, maybe about an inch. So Jessica Alba is up there on like the top 5 most beautiful women in the world list, easily. But even Jessica Alba, apparently, according to this magazine, needs Photoshop. I actually don't think that it's her fault. I think that this was an editorial shoot, and I don't think that she was the one that Photoshopped this. I believe it was a magazine or the brand that she was working with. But regardless, I'm never gonna forget that Photoshop fail, just because I felt like it was so frigging unnecessary. This gif of Jennifer Lawrence, like, it's actually making me trip out so hard just to see how much they changed. They actually changed everything. They made her lose like 15 to 20 pounds. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, damn, like the unedited version kind of looks like my body, you know? She's got some sexy thighs going on, but they made them so much thinner, and like her arms too, you know? Like I'm super self-conscious about my arms. They're so hard. It's so hard to lose weight on your arms. But it's like, am I thinking that like my arms are just bigger because all the arms that I'm seeing in the media are not real arms? I don't know. All right, so this is a before and after of a photo shoot that Kim Kardashian did. I think it's super funny that she edits her BBL to look like less pronounced when she sits down, because that's what happens when you have a BBL. It sticks out like that, like the photo on the left, and it looks like, it looks unnatural, because you gotta like sit on the pads, you know what I'm saying? So she gets them to bring it in so it looks like a natural butt. I think that she does this to all her photos. All the photos where she's sitting down anyway. All right, this one I really have a problem with. Kris Jenner, just like the rest of her family, uses Photoshop. But the difference is that in this photo, she's selling like a diet product. And she's like, oh, look how skinny I am. Like, look how skinny I've become thanks to this diet product. I've been working so hard. I'm sure you have been. I'm sure you have been working hard. Hey, she's a momager. She's not like a young woman, but she is relatively. We're not expecting her to look like a 12-year-old anymore and have 12-year-old arms, but I mean, I don't know. I guess that's the beauty standard that they set for everyone, so makes sense that they have trouble fitting into it. Oh yeah, and again, Kris Jenner, when she edited herself, and she also chose a picture of Gordon Ramsay where his eyes were not even open. And then Gordon Ramsay, of course, posted the photo where his eyes are open, but he didn't Photoshop Kris Jenner or himself. That must have been super embarrassing. And all you had to do was just like click on his tag to see what the real photo was. Ah yes, the case of Lindsay Lohan and the wobbly stairs. You know, I feel like those stairs would be really hard to go up. They look rather squishy. Oh, John Mayer. This has to be some of the worst Photoshop I've ever seen. And what's worse is it's like John Mayer is such a heartthrob normally. Like, it looks weird when a man does it, doesn't it? Like, women, we kind of expect them to alter their faces and bodies and blur things out just because we have this like unattainable form of perfection. But then when we see a man blur their face out like this, it's super weird. Like, it's just so obvious, you know? Especially what he did to his friend. It's just like two black eyes. And you can tell John totally picked a photo where he looked good, and it's just such an awkward photo of his friend. He's like, and John's totally like, no, just one more, I need one more. That's totally what happens to your smile. Rule of thumb, just go with the first or the second photo that you took. All right, so you can always tell in a photo where there's a textured background where there's been Photoshop. Looking at the checkered floor and also the mirror, you can tell that Lady Gaga has edited her arms and also brought in her stomach and her general like body. Yeah, it's mostly just like this area up to her arms that she's like cinched inward. All right, Taylor Swift posted this photo. Look how wavy that background is. Like the railing from the yacht that she's leaning on. And Taylor Swift is already so thin too. I'm never gonna forget this, Taylor. Ever. You're dead to me. All right, again, Kylie and the curtains. It's always the curtains. I feel like there's like Instagram accounts that like wait for people to post photos, like celebrities, and they wait for the curtain photos and they're just like, oh, yeah, look at the lines. Look at this is photoshopped. So yeah, just based on the way that this curtain is moving, it's not a straight line, and you can tell that she's cinched her waist in. Ah yes, this Photoshop fail featuring the skinniest and most beautiful women in the world, the Victoria's Secret models. And Miranda Kerr took a photo from like the Victoria's Secret show, and she edited herself, but she didn't edit her friends. Like she made herself look like the skinniest out of all of them, and then her friends, who are also like stunning, she didn't change anything about them. I used to have a friend that would do this. It was super annoying. And also when she changes her waist to make it smaller, if you're standing next to her, the rest of the photo gets stretched out so you look bigger than you are. It's awful. Yeah, we're actually not friends anymore. I don't know if I see this. All right, so this photo of Beyonce, I guess there's some more thigh gap. Apparently Beyonce is a fan of the thigh gap. Girl, same, I love a thigh gap. I don't think that you can really tell from the background what's been photoshopped, just that her leg looks a little bit wavy and weird. I could be wrong, but I don't know if muscles are supposed to be like that. Now, I could be wrong, But I don't think elbows are supposed to be that long. You know, like I think arms are not supposed, you can just see. So if you look at Martha Hunt here, her elbow is like kind of far away from her, no? Like there's just like a random elbow. Where's the rest of her arm? Where is it? Where is it? Like on the back? On her friend's back there? You know what baffles me is like when it's actually like the professional photographers that screw up. Sometimes I think they do it on purpose, you know, just to get people talking. The Kardashians for sure do it on purpose. At least with their editorials, they do. You can always find like an extra toe in there. All right, again, Miranda, if you look at the bookshelf behind her, she's clearly brought things in. Because I don't think that it's supposed to move like that, you know. Bookshelves are usually quite sturdy. Last time I checked. All right, case in point, this editorial shot of Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner when they were advertising a new fragrance. If you look at Kim's toes, she's got an extra toe. Like there's fully like 6 toes. I'm not sure why they did that. All right, this photo is actually still on Khloe Kardashian's Instagram page, which is like kind of like the conspiracy theory aids in the fact that I think that they do these things on purpose. If you look at her thumb, like that's a really obvious Photoshop fail. Like really. But she still has it up. I find it strange that like after so many scandals involving Photoshop, the Kardashians haven't gotten better at it, you know? Which is why I think that they do it on purpose. All right, and Miss Kendall Jenner, already body goals that most of us kind of wish we looked like, also feels like she's not skinny enough. Case in point, the door frame. I'll never forget this, Kendall. You're supposed to be my favorite Kardashian. And the door frame on Selena Gomez's head. This actually wasn't a photo that she posted. It was a photo that her hairstylist posted. It's kind of strange that her hairstylist wanted to like Photoshop her hair, you know? Like there's nothing in this photo that involves Selena's body, but you can tell that the hairstylist wanted to like make her hair look better. I mean, it looks really good. I don't think that it was entirely necessary to do that based on what the hair looks like, but anyways, to each their own. Alrighty guys, those were some celebrity Photoshop fails we will never ever forget. Leave a little yellow heart emoji down below in the comments if you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to blow your nose. And subscribe!